And we are live. What's up, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, wherever you at, listening to the sound of my voice. You are now tuned in to another Wednesday night with CONVO with CINO. And of course, we got the Program Enhancer Coordinator 22 in the building. What's up, my brother?
What's up with you, my brother? What's going on?
Man, it's a little bit of this, a little bit of that, everything, man. But life is good. Life is life, you know. Life is life, man.
And as we've been saying, with it, man, life is life.
Absolutely, man. You know, and people say that in a bad way sometimes, in a negative connotation. Life is life, life be lifing. But if life stop lifing, you really in trouble. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's when you got a problem, when life stop life, you know. So yeah, man, good week. Personally, good week. Shout out to Christina Williams, my other co-host. She's with her mother today. So y'all won't hear the screams and hallelujahs and singing in the background today. And I miss my baby. I miss all that. I miss all of that. Yeah, man. So we got a hot show for y'all tonight, man. We got the Queen.
Have a good show this week.
Yeah, man. What's up with you though? What's going on? What's up with you, bro?
Man, I'm cool, man. You know, enjoying my week, enjoying my days, enjoying my week. Everything is everything. You know how we do, bro. Just make sure that life keep lifing.
Man. Yeah. So we got the ladies, two ladies from Queen Vibes Nation. So we're gonna hear what Queen's Vibe Nation is about. I was actually following these ladies on Instagram and social media. You just follow people. And then Clarence 22 hit me up like, man, you follow, you friends with Queen Vibes? I'm like, yeah, I guess. You know, I just seen some fine ladies, you know, I just seen some fine women, like doing their thing, you know. So I'm always in support of the queens, you know. They wasn't calling themselves Thought Vibe Nation, you know what I'm saying? So they was Queen Vibes Nation, man. So right. You know, it was all love. Yeah, man. So these are actually your guests for the night. And so how'd you hook up with these ladies, man? What's going on? Tell us a little bit about them.
Well, I am facilitating for the Guns Down, Gloves Up. And I went, the first one we had, went and facilitated. And Reese happened to be there. She can't be on tonight. She was supposed to be with us tonight. And she did make a comment to me, but I just didn't catch it until probably about a week later. And she sent out this invitation, you know, this public invitation of they are starting the King Vibes Nation. And she had tagged me in that she had handpicked to be in it. So she handpicked me to be here.
Okay. So you pretty much, you guys met through networking. A networking event.
Yeah, networking. Hey, we met with the CONVO with CINO way.
Hey, well, you know what we say, man. If you ain't networking, you ain't working. you know, working. That's just how it is, man. So yeah, man. Well, you want to do the disclaimer now? You want to bring the ladies on?
Let me get into this. Let me
see. I'm on it, man. You know, you taught me well. You know, I'll jump right in. You got hold on.
I see.
Yeah,
I know. That's why I'm saying. Let me get into this real quick, ladies and gentlemen. The views and opinions expressed during CONVO with CINO Live are those of the host, guests, and contributors, and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of CONVO with CINO, its affiliates, or Program Enhancement Coordinator 22. Viewer discretion is advised. This show is intended for informational and conversational purposes only.
Man, you do that pretty good, man.
Yeah, so we do that pretty good now, bro.
So you want to introduce these ladies, or you want me to bring them on? Okay.
We have the co-founder of Queen Vibes Nation, And we also have the president of Queen Vibes in Chicago. We have Charity and Heather. Let's bring them on.
Man, let me put them on the main stage. Oh yeah, let's bring them on. Let's bring them out, bring them out. You know, matter of fact, I'm gonna put y'all up top, man. So that way when they see CONVO with CINO, they be like, who are these ladies hosting CONVO with CINO tonight?
I love it. I love it.
Yeah. Well, welcome to the show. Welcome to CONVO with CINO Live.
How are y'all doing tonight?
Amazing. Really good.
Great. Blessed. 100%. Yeah. Thank you guys for having us. This is awesome. I'm already listening to it. I'm like, this is totally our vibe. So thank you for having us.
100%.
Well, we got the king vibe in the building. You know, I guess I'm an unofficial king. He hasn't invited me to be a king vibe yet, but you know, I'm an unofficially you know, member of the king vibe. You know.
That's good.
Yes, you're unofficial but official. So Clarence, you got to be on your job. Okay, you need to invite him after this podcast so we can get him on board. So you are more than welcome. You're family now, so you're more than welcome to come on in.
Locked in.
Awesome.
Locked in.
Awesome. And Heather, you in Chicago, so you know, I'm out here in Laos, so you're not too far from me.
Okay. Well, I'm actually in Miami today, so I'm the president of Queen Vibes Chicagoland and Miami because I split my time. But yes, absolutely, I'm excited.
Okay. Absolutely. And Charity, you're in Indy, right?
No, actually, Ree, our founder, she's in Indianapolis. So I'm actually in Orlando, Florida.
So y'all just all over. Y'all everywhere. Okay, got you.
Nationwide.
Yeah. Listen, pick a state. I
love it. I love it.
Yeah. So I'm here in Orlando with a crazy cold front, but yeah, I'm here.
Yeah.
Well, don't talk about cold because we just had our first snow here in Chicago in Northwest Indiana, and it was crazy.
I was there. That's why I left.
Got you. Well, you know, I just came back from Jamaica last month, and I just missed the hurricane.
Thank God.
I was like a day or two out of that hurricane.
Yeah.
So I'm just so grateful. But anyway, let's get into what you ladies are doing. You guys doing great work. Like I was telling 22, I saw I seen what you were doing, but to actually look at it and really see what you're doing, you guys are doing some amazing things. So what is Queen Vibes Nation? Who wants to share?
So I think we'll probably both kind of like bounce off of each other tonight. Just because we are so passionate about what we do in this Queen Vibes Nation. So essentially this is Queen Vibes Nation is a group where we have it's all women, which now we have adopted the Queen King Vibes, which is so awesome. But essentially it's just a group of women that come together in their true form. This is really huge for us.
Yeah.
In their authenticity. They come and we empower each other. We build up each other. We sharpen each other. We challenge each other. We have a lot of it. Well, I'm gonna back up a little bit because this started a year ago. So just to give you a little bit of context. So we started this a year ago in Florida. And it was off of Cherie Dickerson, which is our founder, her vision, really. The first thing, she moved to Orlando, Florida from Indianapolis. And she was like, hey, you know, in my 40s, it's kind of challenging to meet other women, women alike, you know, that are real women that like to go out, you know, we can have real conversations. So she ended up starting the group just based off of like just having a social event. So she started it a year ago. She said, hey, I'm going to have this event at Cooper's Hawk, which is a restaurant. We ended up having that event. I think there was like 45 women that showed up. And she was like, I love this.
You know, when you say Cooper's Hawk,
what's that?
No, I said, if you say Cooper's Hawk, everybody's showing up.
Yeah.
Everybody's showing up for the wine, for the romance red.
And their state. Let's
And
not
their
forget
Brussels
about that.
sprouts, so good.
Yes.
Yeah,
Gotta
yeah, yeah, yeah,
So that's kind of
absolutely.
how we
It's about
started.
Cooper's Hawk is a vibe, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cooper's Hawk, yes. Everybody wants to show up, especially on iDrive in Orlando. Yes, absolutely. So we did
Mm.
that, and it literally was just a social event. And so from that, she was like, I think we actually have something here, because the women that came, just the feedback that we got, it was like, I love this group. You guys are raw, real, down to earth women, because there are other groups out there, and bless them all. But what makes us so different, I think,
When you say
is that,
other groups, what do you mean?
yeah,
Other groups, like other
other women's
social
groups.
groups,
Yes.
women's groups. Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Other women's social group, there's a lot of them everywhere, which I love and appreciate. But if you see other social or women's social groups, they're very specific, to like a title or what they do.
Okay.
You could have like moms, right, that are new moms, or, there's different groups out there that are like, okay, we're having women who cook. So our group is all encompassing, right? So we have a group where it's like, we want you to come be you. We want you to be the boss lady that you are. We want to be the mom. We want you to be the mom that you are. We want you, you know what I'm saying, to be the sports coach that you are. And we literally have those women come in, and we have real relationships outside of social media. Because here's one thing that I've seen is that people with these groups, they will have their groups, but there's no consistency in community, is what I noticed. And so with what we have with Queen Vibes, there's an event every single month. So we literally have these women come in, be themselves, and we connect on such a level that it's so authentic and real, that I absolutely adore that. Like, I literally had 5 phone calls before this podcast tonight from different women that are just going through some things. I had a woman that was in the hospital tonight that just needed prayer, right?
Mm.
I had somebody, that was like, I'm sleeping in my car, Charity, right? So I'm
Oh, wow.
having those conversations. So
Yeah.
Queen Vibes is a place where women can come, feel empowered, supported, a safe space to be who they are.
Yeah.
And I don't need to be fake. I don't need to be phony. We got enough of those people in the world. So
Yeah.
they get to come and be that, and we get to provide a space for that. That's what Queen Vibes Nation is.
Yeah.
Man, that's powerful, powerful. Heather, now you're you're president of the Chicago and Miami. Is it chapters or?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Yeah.
So how did you get involved in, were you at the Coors Hawk the initial event, or you saw the movement and wanted to be a part?
To be honest with you, so I was going to actually jump in anyway. So where the group kind of started from is some of the founders and some of us core members, we've been friends since we were kids.
Okay.
And we have a very unique dynamic where we've been able to be friends through the test of time. And we kind of gone through some different things. Some people, different women moved and things like that. And we were kind of remarking like, wow, like we've really been able to be friends for a long time. And we started talking about like, how did that happen? And we started realizing like, we really do genuinely love each other. We really do genuinely challenge each other in love, in truth, in acceptance. But we have chosen to grow with each other. And when Cherie moved, she was really looking for that same kind of community that we had built. And she's got the biggest heart. And so she wanted to recreate that. And so when she started it, I was just busy. I have a lot of other businesses going on. So I was like, yeah, I'll support you, but I wasn't sure where I would fit in. And then as I seen her start kind of going through like, oh gosh, like she's really doing, this is like actually a really big thing. And it really resonates with my heart because I love women. I love connecting with women. I love connecting other women together. I love making women feel special, but that's why we all connected. And so that was what drew me to the group, and then drew me to actually be in leadership in the group, was because each of us have very different skills and abilities, but each of us have the same heart, which is we really do genuinely, we're capable of just loving people and really creating an actual sisterhood, and not like alpha female and all the betas, that we don't have that hierarchy. And I felt like that's what women are missing, is people that genuinely care about you, that will pray with you, that will hold your hand, that will help you when you need help, that will invite you to events, that will take you places with them. And they genuinely love and care about you. And so that's what drew me. And that's what drew me to the leadership position. And I'm so excited because we're really changing women's lives. And I'm just excited about that.
Yeah, and it's like I was, we were just talking before you ladies came on, you queens came on. It's about networking, and your network is your net worth. I believe that your network is your net worth. And so, in building community and being around, superstar. So even if I'm not a superstar, but if I'm able to get in the community with superstar and be inspired, now I can grow, and then networking, and then now, so even like you said, you have other businesses, so now you guys can keep the money circulating within each other. You know what I'm saying? And so I love that.
Competition. That's the biggest thing is like for women, I think there's always a lot of competition. What we really try to do and what makes this group unique is that we get to know you and find your strengths. So you are your own superstar. You are the role. There's no part in the body that is not important. And that I think is what makes our group different than other groups. We really, really hone in on the fact that we want to get to know you. We want to know what your skills are, what your passions are. And we want you to operate in that passion. And then we give you a platform to do that if that's something that you want to do. Or if you just want to be loved, that's fine too. So,
to piggyback on that, which I love, thank you for sharing that. And I take a look at it and I always say, we were all born kings and queens.
Right? Absolutely.
We were all born that. But the world and society has literally watered that down, right? At the end of the day, and told you, you're not this, you're not that. So within our group, like she said, we are the type of group that will bring that gift out, whatever you have, because every single person has a special gift.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I believe that. And so because they have that special gift, we're here to water that, right? As women and now as men with King Vibes. But we're here to do that. We're here to pull those things out. Like, girl, I had a girlfriend over here the other night and she was just like, I need help with my interview process, Well, great. I'm glad you came to me because that's all I do is interview people. So let's talk about that. I'm going to sit here and I'm going to go through a mock interview with you, right? So it's really just showing up for those people because, like you just said, you got to be around a network of people that where you want to be, like you got to be in those spaces. So, so really, that's what we're about. We're about building up, right? Supporting and making sure that these women feel like they are loved in our group. And I just love what we do. I really do.
I love it. I love it. So how do you become a queen vibe? How do you become? So what are you called? Like, what's your? Every group has their own. Like Beyonce has the.
Beehive.
Beehive, and then Nicki got the Barbs. And, So what's your lingo? What's the lingo for the queen vibes?
The lingo? I don't know.
We're the queens.
We're queens.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're queens. We're royalty.
That's right.
Like that's the queen vibe way. And we do, just to kind of put a plug in. So we are in 5 different states. I don't necessarily know if you guys had announced that.
Well, you did, Miami, Chicago, Indianapolis. I would say those 3, or Florida. So what? Yeah, where you at? Where else?
So we started in Orlando, Florida, and then we branched off to Indianapolis, Indiana, and then to Chicago, Miami, and then Houston, Texas, and then Seattle, Washington. So
no Atlanta? Not no Atlanta yet?
We're trying to grow. So
I'm ready to go to Atlanta.
That's right.
I am ready. So plug, if you are on this live in this podcast and you are ready to go to Atlanta, I've been wanting to do Atlanta. I've got a couple prospects going on. But I definitely want to go to Atlanta for sure. I think that's my focus.
So how does a lady become a member or a queen vibe? What's the process in getting started, or qualification, or what?
Yeah. No calls. The only calls that we have are just like a lot of just mainstream, like, hey, we're on 2 different platforms right now. We're trying to expand and be a little bit more tech savvy with our group. So we're on Instagram. So it's Queen Vibes Nation on Instagram. And then we're also on Facebook as well. And they are individual chapters. So if you are looking us up on Facebook, you would just go into your search bar and do, whatever city you're in, right? Queen Vibes Orlando, Florida, or actually it's Queen Vibes Florida. And then Queen Vibes Houston, and you would kind of look us up that way. So just go on to those specific social media platforms and then answer the questions that we have, which are not really hard questions. It's like, hey, are you a real human being? And, and just like, can you abide by the rules? And yes. And then you get on our platform.
Yeah. And I think the main thing about being a queen is just making sure that this vision aligns with what you are really searching for. If you really are looking for a sisterhood, if you really are looking, like, we don't tear each other down, we don't attack each other, there's no trolls in the group. If there is any sort of like negativity, I'm actually also the conflict resolution manager, and so I'm a life coach as well, but that's one of the things that I do is I just help women. If there is a conflict, I help them facilitate it. But the reality is, like, if you just want to be loved, cared about, if you want to network, if you want to have a positive experience and have people cheer you on, that's what this group is for. And so those are the women that should join. If you're trying to be shady and all that stuff, probably not the group for you, because it won't feel right. Like, we're just going to positive you to death. So, you gotta make the choices. Not gonna like it here.
So how many members? How many members do you currently have now? And how long is that? So it's a year old, or how?
Over a year old.
Yeah. So a year as of September of 2025. So we are a year new versus old.
Okay. Congrats.
So I would say, right now, as I'm looking at stats and everything, I think we are close to like 5,600, almost 6,000 members. I know, which is insane to me. And we just did not even see it like this at all. It has evolved.
Wow.
We're blessed. We are. And like I said,
now, are there dues, or people just kind of donate, or how do you fund this movement?
That's a great question. So that's actually something, to be completely honest, that we are looking at in 2026 in regards to like funding. Because right now I'm in the midst, kind of part of my roles and responsibilities are to get partnerships, sponsors, things like that, for what we do. So we just started getting into that, because remember, like I said before, it was like a social group, right? Everybody come out, we're going to do this, do that. But now we're like, it's evolving to a point where I'm like, I want to do conferences, right? And now, like, I'm trying to get people in to do sponsorships. And so now I am out there talking to those folks. There are no dues. When you join, you join. Yeah. Will that change? I don't know. But we are.
So you do have events. You do have, events. Because I've seen some of your events. So are those more fundraisers for, or just free events, or how does that work?
It depends. It depends on the chapter. Each chapter is so different. They all have their own vibe, queen vibe. So there are some things that are free, right? Because we do know that there are women out there that cannot afford certain things right now, especially in the economy that we live in. So there are some free things, and then there are some things that cost based off of the vendors that we have coming in, partnerships and stuff like that. So so we do, to be a member, to answer your question, you do not have to pay anything. However, if we do have an event that requires vendors, then we may ask for a cover charge for that. But trust me, the cover charge is
minimal,
non-comparison to all the stuff that's out here right now. Our goal is to make sure that we have every woman in the building. That is our heart. As much as we can do that, that's our goal.
I love it. Wow, man, this is awesome, man. I'm so excited for where you're going. And 22, you got any questions?
Man, nah, I'm just sitting back and listening. You got some great questions going on. This is a great interview. I love this for them.
I got one question. So let's say in 5 years. No, we're gonna say 3 because 5 is too long. Time is running, right? Moving. 3 years. Where do you see Queen Vibe Nation? What's the vision?
Great question. You know what? I'm gonna actually let Heather answer this. So just to let you guys know, Heather and I, like, that's my family.
Yeah.
And now, not by blood, but she is my family, and we've been friends since we were 14, like I said. And I ain't gonna tell you what my age is right now, but we have been friends.
26. You can say it. It's fine.
We know you just started drinking. We know you 21. We know you just turned 21. It's all
I'm
good.
not gonna lie. I'm 26. It's fine.
So yeah, we're mid-age 40s, pushing 50. Okay,
I'm 26.
girl.
She's 26.
I have a 27-year-old, but I'm
3 years.
26. I don't know how that happened. It's
Well,
fine.
you know, we just have to take your word. We just have to take your word. You know, hey, we have to take your word.
Wikipedia.
Right.
But that being said, so we've been friends a very, very long time. So I'm going to allow her to answer this question because I'm actually curious where she foresees Queen Vibes in the next 3 to 5 years.
Well, I'm glad you asked. So, you know, I think our vision is pretty much aligned. And like she said, each chapter has their own identity and how they throw events and how they do different things. But we're going to continue doing community outreach, giving back to the community. I think that the other thing we did start encompassing King Vibes, and I know Charity will touch on that in a few minutes, because we want to have a safe space for men to have community and have good conversation that builds them as well. And that's not always easy for men, to make friends at different age groups. It's a little difficult. So we want to kind of roll that out for the men that are interested. But I also think we're really focused on mental health, wellness, health. I mean, we really want to be able to touch on everything. So one of the things that we're looking into doing is hosting like wellness retreats or different events that we can go away and then get all of our groups together and just celebrate and just have an amazing time together and build that community and build that sisterhood. So I think those are kind of the main points that we're looking to do as we grow. And then also too, we want to make sure that we can also sponsor women that can't necessarily, and men that can't necessarily afford some things, because like we talked about earlier, you know, this economy isn't always, you know, favorable, and so we don't want that to stop anyone that has a desire to you know, connect. We don't want finances to be the reason why they can't do that. So we really are looking at community outreach and just making sure that anyone that has a need, that we can be a vehicle to meet those needs and help people where they need to be helped, but also create that sense of community and that sisterhood and that brotherhood where mental health is a factor, you know, physical health is a factor, financial health is a factor, that we share our resources, whatever that is. If you don't have a family, we're your family.
Yeah.
And that we, you know, we reach out to you that way.
I love that. Thank
Love
you.
it, love it.
Listen,
And
that's on I took notes from you, girl.
All right, good. Yeah, good answer. Good answer. And speaking of brotherhood,
because I was like, wait a minute, that's great.
Yeah, there we
speaking
go.
of brotherhood, I wanna introduce the newest member of the King Vibes Nation, the Indy Vice President, Mr. Clarence Underwood, aka 22. Hold on, let me
take a bow.
Yeah, in the building.
That's right.
You know, he doesn't really he's not really into he's not into the recognition like that. You know, that's why he don't even want to show his face, y'all. You know it.
That's all right.
Listen, that's across the board, to be honest. All of my leadership, and mind you, you know, we're in 5 different states, but each state has their group of leadership, right? Yeah. So there's a president, vice president, you know, and then it kind of goes down the line. And it's hilarious because sometimes it's like, people are like, oh, you're the co-founder. And I'm like, we don't really care about titles, right? Like, this is literally pure love, and it comes from our heart. So, like, titles are titles just to say, okay, well, this is your, you know, roles and responsibilities. But other than that, we're not about that. So I really love that. Clarence, welcome to the team. I know he just got on board. The men are
Thank
doing
you.
some amazing things already. You're welcome. They're doing some great things. So I'm super, super excited. But to piggyback on what Heather was saying about like our goals in the next 3 to 5 years, you know, really, I want to see, again, we started from the social aspect side of this group, but really a lot of growth, like development, right, within the women, and like how can we make an impact in our respective communities, is really huge. Like mentorship is big. You
Yeah.
know, financial literacy is huge, especially with minorities. So
Right.
I'm really, really big on that, and I'm passionate about that. So a lot of what we're going to be doing next year is really, you know, bringing on some of those people that are, you know, SMEs in that area and coming to talk to us as a group. And yeah, so there's a lot of education that needs to be done, that I'm super excited about.
Speaking of financial literacy, that brings me to one of our topics real quick. We can dash in real quick. Speaking on financial literacy, I feel this deserves some applause. Tori S. Williams become a $50,000 dream earner. Bro, can you tell us?
See how he doing? He trying to get me back. He trying to get me back because I just put him on the spot. Okay.
That's hilarious.
Oh my goodness.
So tell us about this, bro. Tell us
$50,000.
You say what now?
How you gonna spend your money? That's $50,000.
You know what? You know, 50 don't go too far no more. You know,
These days.
It doesn't really as what the comedians say, it doesn't really like Luther's curl. It's not really curling, you know. You gotta put a check with a check these days, you know.
Yes.
So yeah, I still work a job. That's, you know, Legal Shield is a business I've been involved with for almost 22 decades. The network marketing industry, it's just a company that's just, you know, really stood the test of time. It's a 50-year-old company that offers legal services to companies, businesses all over the country. And so it's just a great company, great service. And I've been blessed to have a great team of people. So it's not like I went out there and did it, but I helped them. There's actually people on my team that make more money than me that I brought into the business. So it's a great business model. I love it. And yeah. But one thing I wanted to say this about Queen Vibes. I think I see you ladies as an Essence type of, you know, like the Essence Fest, like a Essence vibe. Y'all with me? Y'all feeling the Essence thing?
Yeah.
You kind of coming together maybe once a year and you just combining everything from, you know, I feel that. And I'm gonna speak that, you know, on your organization, you know, for the men and the women. But yeah, I'm feeling real essence.
Yeah, I receive it.
You know,
I receive it.
yeah.
Queen Vibes Fest, is that what we gotta work on the wording, but I like that.
Come on. Hold on. I gotta drop the bomb. Queen's Vibes Fest. Come on now.
Yes.
I love it. You heard it here first, right here on CONVO with CINO Live. The Queen Vibes Fest coming soon. And the host is going to be 22 and CONVO and CINO.
Oh, okay. You committed already, so that's it.
It's spoken. And listen, we receive it, and it's spoken into existence.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, 22.
Because, like, a lot of people ask us too, you know, is this a Christian organization? Like,
it's time for us. Let us.
Go ahead. What do you say? I'm sorry.
Y'all ready for some of these topics we got over here? I want to get y'all views on some of these topics. I have some great topics. I know y'all wanted to know what they were beforehand, but that's not how we do it on CONVO with CINO Live. So are y'all ready for this first topic?
We'll see.
Go ahead. Kind of have to be.
Over 3,000 Indiana third graders are repeating third grade after failing the I-read test. So there's the standardized test in Indiana, the I-read test. You know, when we were going through school, we just had the I-step. Now they have all these other different standardized type testings and things of that nature. This is about 30-something% of the children that have failed this test, and they're literally make them repeat the grade. I remember when we were in school and we had standardized testing, as people were going through it, it didn't really hold them back from their grade. They just had to repeat this testing.
Okay. Wow.
Is it
So what do you
the
guys take
same
on that?
like content in the testing? That's my first question. Like, have the questions changed?
Now, I don't know what
over
the
time?
content is in the testing.
Just weighted
See,
differently.
now, like I say, I believe they have different types of tests now. Yes, and this one is for, I'm guessing that this one is for reading, because the information I got, it was just I read. I found this to be a good topic for tonight, because this is something where community outreach should really be. This is alarming. We have 3,000 third graders. This isn't middle school. This isn't people in their high school years. We have 3,000 third graders repeating third grade.
This is something I'm actually really passionate about, to be perfectly honest. Being a life coach, I grew up in a very traumatic household, and I was very gifted before I realized there was a lot of trauma in my home. I was reading at like age 3. I was just very curious about life, and then once I experienced and once I became aware of the trauma in my home, my focus shifted. And I wasn't able to learn the same way that I did because I was in fight or flight. I was in survival mode. And I think a lot of times in our communities, in Black and Brown communities, there are undiagnosed traumas. A lot of kids act out, and we just call it bad, they're being bad or whatever. And we do not address we have a lot of brilliant children who just are not necessarily in the headspace. If you have to worry about eating, reading is not even you're not even there. If you went to bed hungry and woke up hungry, reading isn't, you're not able to actually, you don't have the brain power to actually really focus. And so I think there are a lot of really brilliant children in some of those communities, but there are some major foundational things that are missing. Mental health programs, healthy food programs, not just food. There's just so many things I think that are lacking in those communities that I think that contribute to, low testing scores. In addition to we learn differently. We don't necessarily all learn exactly the same way. And so I think that plays a big role in it, honestly, to be honest.
Yeah, and I would just be interested in a little pie chart, to be honest, in regards to like culture, like when you talk about those people that are failing, who are they? Right? So that's my day job. I'm an analyst. That's what I do. I take a look at data all day. So to take a look at that and go, okay, is it majority, like African Americans or Hispanics or whatever it is, to take a look at that and go, okay, then you dissect that. Okay, let's talk about what's going on. Like she said, it could be what's happening in the home. You know what I mean? Like they're not getting adequate sleep. Why?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And those are the questions that we need to ask. And I think times it's changed, it's shifted. I'm not going to age myself again, but many moons ago, I was in the third grade. You know what I mean? And so, and I dealt with a lot of, separation of parents in the household, single mom stuff, and there were some things that I had to overcome. So a lot of that would be the data, like what is happening to a point where we're getting to this point of having these kids test for the third round. That is crazy. Yeah. And what I would say, once we get that data, then of course, it's the parent thing too. I mean, It really is, right? Like, and a lot of these parents, because they have the responsibility of going to 2 jobs now, because you can't afford rent, you can't afford all
food.
Of these things.
Yeah.
So it's hard to maintain a child and be like, hey, let me see what your homework looks like and all of these things, right? So I think we just need to dig deeper into that to figure out what is truly going on and what the data is telling us.
Yeah.
Yes, because I also thought about that. Because I also thought about that, within just from, they say the vaccines and the food and stuff like that, we have a lot of children that are on the spectrum now. So you may, outside of the hunger and things of that nature, you may have a lot of children that you're not teaching them in the way that their brain operates.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a son, my son is 24, and he had, there, I was in the Naperville school district with my son, and that's a really, really good school district. And I remember, my son, I knew that he had some sort of ADHD, but giving him medication was not something that I was willing to do. So we set up a 504 plan, and we're all in the meeting, and the teachers are all like hinting around, well, Titus may have, his attention, there's some deficits there. They're kind of hinting around the word. So I just said, okay, hold on. Who all thinks my son has some sort of like ADHD? And I raised my hand first. They all raised their hand. I said, okay, cool. So I'm not giving him medication. So what's next? And so they were like, okay, cool. So one of the things that they did, and I hope this helps somebody, if you're a child, my son could not sit still. And then even when he could sit still, he would hyper focus on something real meticulous that meant absolutely nothing to the lesson plan. So one of the things that the teachers did, and this was so cool, they made, because the punishment didn't work. There was no amount of punishing him that would make him focus because he was not self-aware, right? And so telling him he's not self-aware did not give him the tools to become self-aware. So one of the things that they did, and this actually changed his entire life, so please listen because this may help you. What they did is they had an aide watching him, right? And so they told him, every time you get off focus, you make a little tally mark. And they put a little piece of paper on his desk. You make a little tally mark. And at the end of the class or the period, because I think he was in like third grade, honestly, third or fourth grade. If your tally marks match within a variance of like 1 or 2, you get a prize. So it taught him to be self-aware as not a punishment. And so that
he was rewarded. You rewarded.
Yeah, it rewarded
his
him
progress. Yeah.
Exactly, for being self-aware and not punishing him for not being self-aware. Yeah. And so that literally changed his life. Wow. So once those started matching, he then again became an AB student. He was never like, oh, I'm going to be in school all the time, but he was able to focus. He was able to pay attention. And honestly, like, it really changed the trajectory of his life, just that moment. So I really hope that helps somebody. Stop punishing your kids.
Congratulations.
Reward them for being self-aware.
Yeah.
That and understanding
so
your
that
child
is
learns.
a part of.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
What'd you say, Charlie?
Yes. No, I was like that.
She said, and learning how your child learns.
Yeah, understanding how every child is different, right? Yeah. Like what you were saying, and I mean, I have a senior now. We were just talking about this. Heather is like auntie, so we had several conversations because he was behind his senior year, and he just was like, "Mom, like I give up. I'm not graduating. I give up." He even went to the extent of emailing his school counselor senior year and said, "I'm dropping out." And she was like, "Absolutely not." So that being said, he just learned differently than most of the other kids. So I had to, at that point, understand that my child does not fit in this box. He does not. So as an advocate for my child, I'm like, okay, so I'll call the counselor. Let's see what we can do. And we were able to get a really great plan. Now he's on a phenomenal plan because I'm an advocate for him. And I think that's what's missing also to this point is that parents, again, whether they're just busy or working 2 jobs, it is hard for them to advocate for their child because they're trying to put food on the table. Yeah. So like that, I feel like is the root of the problem is that, I'm a single mom with 3 children. Yeah. So I get it. I can relate all the way. But having to balance, being a mom, a boss lady at work, being a co-founder, and then making sure that my kids are okay. It is not for the weak. Yeah. Yeah. So, but I do it. Yes. So I think a lot of that is educating. This is why we have Queen Vibes.
Come on, man.
This is why we have this. So people can come in and be like, hey, I'm struggling. And I can be like, I relate to you, baby. I get this because I am here. Either I was there or I'm here right now. And we can do this together. So that's why that's why I said being authentic in our environment and Queen Vibes is so huge because that's where we grow together.
Absolutely. Love it. Y'all
Very
amazing.
well versed.
Amazing.
Very
Love
well
it.
versed. And them speaking on the finances, it brings me to this right here.
Okay.
I don't know if everybody has been hearing, I'm quite sure, but President Trump announces $2,000 tariff dividend check for Americans. President Donald Trump is committed to providing Americans a $2,000 check using money that has come into government coffers from Trump's tariffs, the White House said on Wednesday. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt told reporters that Trump's staff is exploring how to go about making the plan a reality. Who's waiting on that check?
If he gonna give it away, send it on. You know, it's going.
Okay.
I'm gonna
I
be
mean,
a $52,000.
I mean, at this point, this is just how I feel. Listen, this administration, this has cost the American people so much more than $2,000. I pray and hope that as Americans we require, like, don't rob me and then give me a penny back and be like, see, I did it. Like, I really
Right.
hope that we're not falling for the bait and switch at this point. Like, we got to
Yeah.
pay attention. Like, listen, everything is more expensive. This economy is literally going crazy. He ran on this, oh, we're going to make China pay for the tariffs, when in reality we paid for the tariffs. We
Yeah.
are paying for the tariffs. And even
We're suffering from it. Yeah, we're suffering from it.
even companies like Amazon showing you this is the tariff cost. He threatened them, to not show how much that we're being taken advantage of. And so I really hope people just wake up and see, like, a $2,000 check. He is banking on that little tiny drop in the bucket will feed you for the holidays, give you a couple little things for the holidays, that you will forget all of the trauma and all of the hole that you're being put in. And just don't fall for that, please. That's all I have to say.
Yeah.
Don't fall for that. Don't fall for that.
He's
Speaking of that,
repeating his first run. He's repeating the first run that he's doing. So
Stimulus
he
check.
said, hey, if I got him that time, they'll fall for it again.
Yeah.
So he's doing what Trump do. But
Yeah.
and some people will be happy. Some people will be, hey, some people will forget.
This is in line, like she said, with the holidays, which also brings me to this. This is in line with the holidays. A lot of people have been missing benefits, and this $2,000 check could seem like a play for the benefits. But the Senate is passed the funding bill to end the shutdown, and they are sending it to the House for it to get approved. So in her saying that, it brought me to this because yes, a lot of people have been going without funds, period. Whether it has been SNAP benefits or like TSA workers and things of that nature, it is at a perfect timing of where now he's saying, hey, I know people are out there hungry for some money. And like CINO said, 50,000 doesn't go far, 2,000 doesn't even go around the corner.
No. And the other thing,
political game. But go ahead.
And the other thing too is, like, okay, when you think of it like this, like, these people have been without pay for about 30 days, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
over 30 days, 40 days. Yeah.
Over 30 days.
Okay.
Longest government shutdown ever.
Yeah, and the reality is you didn't have to leverage their jobs. Like, they're calling it a Democrat funded. And I'm gonna be really honest, I'm neither a Democrat nor a Republican. I'm not tied to any party. I am tied to whomever is for the people, that is gonna enrich the community. That's who I'm for. So if you happen to be a Republican, I'm voting for you. If you happen to be a Democrat, I'm voting for you. I don't vote party. The wings are on the same bird. I'm very clear about that. But you didn't have to hold the American people hostage. So then that way you put Democrats in a situation where there's like, okay, healthcare or food. You didn't have to do that. It's not like you're not all of a sudden deciding, okay, well, I got to follow the law. He's never followed the law. So this is something that he has full control over. And it's a political, like Charity said, it's a political play. And it's unfortunate that some people are falling into that, and we have to stop doing that. Like, I'm a Republican, I hate the Dems, and the Dems hate. We got to stop that mess.
Yeah.
We've got to look out for our interests and not just corporations and fall for what any media outlet is saying. I test everything. I question everything because I don't trust any party to just tell whatever they say, that's the truth. That's not the truth. I do my own research and I look it up and I find out for myself what I'm going to believe.
Analyst, tell us your take on this, Miss Analyst.
No, I feel okay. So first of all, I'm going to tell you guys, I am really not into politics that way. In general, I know what's going on in the world, but I'm just not, oh, this is what, because that's just a lot of noise for me and in my household. And so I do, obviously you got to be well educated, but yeah, so I kind of sit back and like she said, I'm an independent. I'm not a Democrat or a Republican. I go for who's right and what's righteousness in my eyes. So
Yes.
I would, I'm 1,000% backing on what Heather just said. 1,000%. A lot of it, like I said, all of this is political. It is at the end of the day. Like timing is everything. You know, hello, like we're offering this now. Okay, timing, right? So so it's political ploy, and I mean it's just unfortunate. So I do tell people, obviously, if you do your research when you can, and do what's right for you. But a lot of people are in such bad spaces financially that they're willing to take whatever. They're willing to take whatever because they're drowning out here. So
Well,
so that's the hard part about it.
And the wealth gap is getting larger and larger. The wealth to there's a huge. I mean, we're gonna have like trillionaires. They're trillionaires right now. That you know what I'm saying? That being created, while the average person, like you said, $2,000, and that was only to the people who really to the poor people, because he said the people with money, it's going to be a cutoff. Yeah. So you know what I'm saying? So I mean, a wealthy, if you make a couple $100,000 a year, what's $2,000?
Yeah,
that's probably your
farmers. Like, think about what's happened to the farmers. This whole idea that migrants are sucking out of the economy and things like that, and that's just not even the case. People that come from different countries pour back into the United States, and they represent a huge amount of income, but the average person doesn't know that because they're just looking at the news and saying, oh, they're getting our health care. They pay taxes. Right. They absolutely pay taxes, and they contribute. They do jobs that Americans that are not jobs that every American necessarily wants to do, but they also represent business owners, and they absolutely pay taxes. So, this is all, like she said, this is all propaganda. You really have to do your research. You really have throw a title into ChatGPT and then look up the sources and see where is this source. Read different information from different sides of the fence and really think for yourself. Does this make sense? Because your stomach grumbling, I don't care what Trump says, you being hungry and you not being able to feed your children, whatever party you're involved in, that will make more sense, There
you have it.
Yeah, so
Heather, you didn't come to play tonight, did you?
No,
I don't know the topic. I'm here.
Listen, her political stance is always on point. Okay, always.
We love it. That's what CONVO with CINO Live is about, man.
I love
what else we got? 22.
Speaking of immigrants, I don't know if you all have heard of this. So the federal judge orders the release of 615 people detained by ICE. I also saw earlier today where in Chicago there is an attorney and they're putting some things in, and they said that there's 100 cases that they're looking at specifically right now in Chicago, and 65% of those people should not be detained. They're looking to get them bail. But the 615, the issue stems from a class action lawsuit filed back in 2018, in which ICE was accused of detaining undocumented immigrants without a warrant. Attorneys said they're pushing for the release of more people who have been detained by federal immigrant agents and did not have a prior criminal history. They also said that 85% of individuals detained by ICE have no prior criminal conviction.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of people now, and it's coming more to light that there was no reason or right for ICE to even detain them, that they should not be in the situation they're in, and judges are now speaking for them to be let out of these detention camps.
Yeah. I don't even like, there's so many parts, like which string to pull, right? Like
Yeah.
it's ridiculous. Number one, like let's just first call this what it is. Like this is white supremacy. This is you know, like white nationalism really being played out right in front of our eyes. They really believe, and I would challenge any Republican, if this offends you, you really should think about why it offends you. Because to me, it's not a party issue, right? The issue really is, do you really believe, right? Any white person that watches this, do you believe that white people deserve all the jobs, the best jobs, and then anything left over, black and brown people or people that are not white should get? Because if you don't believe that, then you don't have any reason to be offended. If you believe that every person should be judged based off of their character, the content of their character, and what they do, then you don't align with white nationalism. You don't align with that. And I think that is where people have to start drawing the line. Because I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to remove people that can vote. They're trying to remove people that contribute to the United States and basically keep white people or white men really in power so that they can continue to have favor, they can continue to have doors open, whether they're qualified or not, whether they have the experience or not. That is what they want, right? They don't want somebody that doesn't look like them to have a seat at the table, because that would mean they would have to be fair. That would mean they would have to stop, nepotism. They'd have to acknowledge the things that they have done, because we know what they've done. We know that we were robbed generational wealth with redlining, right? We know that we all worked hard, but we had roadblocks put there by racists, right? Put there to stop us from being able to achieve generational wealth. So, I mean, like I said, I could pull this string all day long.
It's definitely like you said, it's the population control, right? That's always been around. And it's the population control with dark skin folks. People don't look, and it's unfortunate to say that, right? But it is, and we're getting to that place where we're being inhumane at certain, and that's just my personal stance on it. And I'm like, how the hell, how do you do that?
Yeah.
Take these families, you know what I'm saying? And this person has been working in the United States of America for a very long time, right? And doing the things, that they're supposed to be doing, crossing their T's, dotting their I's, and then all of a sudden, no, check your heart.
But even some of them that didn't go through the legal process, right? Because I think that does need to be addressed. Like there's some people that have been in this country that, there were different laws and things like that. They didn't finish and finalize their paperwork. ICE is picking them up while they're trying to finalize their paperwork. And I think that, in Chicago, I have a lot of friends, a lot of people that are impacted by this. And I purposely watch, and it really, honestly, it made me physically ill. I would say a couple of weeks ago, I wasn't okay. It's not necessarily something that I particularly have to deal with, because I'm not Hispanic, but there's a lot of really good friends of mine that are they're scared. They don't know what to do. And there needs to be due process. You cannot just hijack somebody, kidnap them, bust in their home, take them. Like these people, they don't know where their parents are. These children, they don't know where their parents are. They're picking them up from jobs. And the way Trump ran, he ran on the premise that we're going to take the criminals, right? We're going to go get the bad guys. Again, another lie. It's not true.
They actually arrested a police officer here in Chicago. He was a police officer.
Yeah.
And they said that his paperwork wasn't right and he on the force. They arrested him and now they let him go. They just let him go. But this was a few weeks ago. Yeah. And they're just releasing him.
Yeah.
And he had to go get like the governor.
Yeah.
I mean, he had to go through the whole due process to really get released. But they arrested a police officer.
And it's a human right. It's a human right issue. Anyone that thinks, oh, well, it's okay because it's not me or mine, you are in so much trouble, because if you
Yeah.
don't think that he will switch it on you. Listen, Trump's enemies are anyone that does not think like him. So you just better make sure you think and believe like him. Otherwise, you're garbage. And if you've seen him turn on his own people, this is not someone that can be trusted. We cannot treat human beings like they are objects. These are human beings. The conditions in these ICE facilities are deplorable. I don't even talk about alligator Alcatraz. I don't even want to talk about that. But like, this is not. Everyone needs to be outraged by this. Everyone needs to be outraged by this. This is not okay. I don't care. Even if you
So
are
that being said, Heather, I am
Mhm.
going to put in a plug. Sorry to cut you off, babe, but
Yeah.
Juanita, I don't know, I think her last name starts with a Q, in our Queen Vibes Florida group. She is an advocate and an attorney for immigration for this specifically. So I will make a call out to that, because she's doing a lot of work in the community with those that are affected by ISIS and all of those. So if you are on, live, go to Queen Vibes Florida, look for Juanita, and I will actually send you the info as well, you guys, so you guys can have her information, because let me tell you, she is a freaking beast right now trying to get these people their paperwork and all of that. So just to let you know, I just wanted to put that out there.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, 22. What else we got, man? We rolling tonight with the Queen Vibe Nation in the building.
Wait, did we talk too much? Because this is over an hour. Are we talking too much?
No, we in our flow. We good.
We're going to end on a high note. And this is our high note right here. I'm quite sure it's something that everybody can relate to. End on a high note. Have you guys seen or heard about this right here? Outkast and Salt and Pepper have been inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Man, this is long overdue. I mean, long overdue.
I'm excited.
Long overdue. So I was
Listen,
excited.
That is my error. So
that's our era.
Probably most of us. So yes, it is long overdue. Matter of fact, my son, he's 15. He sings Outkast. My son, he's a singer and a rapper.
He's
but
amazing.
He loves, he's amazing, and he loves our music. Like the 90s and stuff like that. So Outkast, when I hear him, I'm like, I don't even know why they haven't been inducted. So to me, that's amazing. Well deserved.
I mean, amazing artists, absolutely amazing artists that changed our culture, that paved the way for so many other artists. I mean, it's about time. Like, seriously, it's about time. So yes, congratulations.
Well, and then like what they sang about though was so impactful. You know what I mean? Like, what's that? You know what I mean? Like we sang that. And we sang it for a grouping, but now when you listen to it, you're like, wait a minute, he was actually saying something. Back then. So I love that. A lot of our music spoke to a lot of things.
Yeah.
And Salt and Pepper, now that they're still fighting for their, they had at their speech, at their induction speech, they kind of called out with the Universal Music Group, because they're trying to get, I think, the rights and all the rules, you know what I'm saying? So they're still in a legal battle with the record label,
Yeah, I think new artists. I think when you're, you sign these contracts, right, when you're young and you don't know that you're going to blow up, I think there does need to be some change in the music industry where it's like you need to share the wealth. Like, a lot of these artists, start off great and they make the music, the record label so much money, and then they don't necessarily always get that trickle down. So I think there needs to be, just share up with people. Like, if you don't hold up somebody's money, I'm a firm believer in that. Don't hold up people's money. Share the wealth. There's too much greed out there. So Salt and Pepper has made a huge impact in music and the music industry. So, they deserve what they work for,
They deserve it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They deserve
Their
it.
music still lives on. Because again, my 15-year-old singing all of this at the house. So
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, ladies, give us a last shout out. Why should the ladies join Queen Vibes Nation? Give us one last plug. Give us your best pitch on why we should join Queen Vibes. We're gonna start with you, Heather.
Listen, if you want real friends, if you want to be connected with givers, if you want to be loved, if you are looking for like, where's my tribe? I don't fit in anywhere. You don't have to look a certain way. We actually see you. And if that resonates with you, come on, let's go.
I love
All right.
that. Yeah.
Hold
So
on. Hold on.
oh, go ahead.
All right, Charity,
Okay.
your turn.
So listen, at the end of the day, we want real women to come in. We want you at every stage or journey in your life to come in. Like she said, you don't have to fit in a box. I don't care if you're broken. I don't care if you are elite at that stage. I don't care if, you don't know anybody. Like, come on in so we can embrace you. We
Yeah.
can love on you. We can challenge you. We can be creative with each other, right? Because that's our goal. Like, we want to pull out those gifts. We want to see you succeed at the end of the day. So
Yeah.
make sure, like I said, we want all of you. We're not going to take a part of you. We want every piece of you to be a part of Queen Vibes so that we can look back in 1 to 2 years and be like, that's where I started.
Yeah.
But here I am.
Love it. Hold on. Let
Yeah.
me get. Hold on. I love it. Let me get some applause here. Ah, you ladies are awesome. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Yes.
Love your energy, love your vibe. I'm definitely gonna get down with the King Vibes Nation, and thank you for joining us. So we're gonna close out. We're gonna just pay some bills, but you ladies, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for CONVO with CINO live joining us tonight. Anything you want to share with the ladies before we let them go? 22.
Man, I just want to tell you, thank y'all. I appreciate how you came. You were very well articulate. I love how you were good with the topics. And I love that women can know that there are other women that are out there that love them just for them, not for what they can gain from them, not from how they look because they stand next to a certain woman, but you want all of them, not a piece of them.
Yep.
Love that.
Hold on, let me give you some.
That was our
That's it. All right, ladies. Well, take care. We'll be in tune. We'll be in touch. We'll be supporting you. Anything you need from CONVO with CINO Live, just let us know, and we here for you. We got your back.
Thank you, and thank you so much for having us, you guys. Thank you so much for using your platform.
Thank you for being on.
Absolutely. Like, anytime y'all want us to come back, we got different chapters. We're going to bring on different women.
Well, and okay, real quick, CINO. Okay, so listen, I'm a life coach. Really quickly, I wanted to let you know I'm doing a segment called Pillow Talk, and I'm literally collecting men of influence, men that have really, really, really strong opinions, but we can have real open conversation. And y'all know what Pillow Talk is. If you don't know what Pillow Talk is, look out for that. So I'm gonna connect with you. 22, I'm probably gonna connect with you too. But listen, we're gonna get deep. So let's connect.
I'm with it. We locked in. Locked in, y'all. For sure.
Okay. All right.
Love it. All right. Bye, you guys. Thank you so much.
Take care now.
All right, now.
All right, my brother. Good show tonight. All right, brother. Man, it's been real, man.
Gotta pay these bills real quick. I gotta pay bills. It ain't real yet until we pay bills.
Let's get it.
Let's pay some of these bills. November credit repair special. Take control of your financial future before the new year begins. This is a limited time offer. It is $2.99, regular $3.99, and there is also an option for you to make a payment. Yes, CINO's Credit Solutions has a payment option. Get it in for November, the credit repair special. We also have coming up, don't forget, CINO is nominated in 2 different areas for the Black Excellence Awards 2026. It is celebrating Chicago's best. Open nominations and vote. Nominations are open now, and you can vote now, November 1st through December 31st. It is an unforgettable event, February 22nd, 2026. The red carpet starts at 5 p.m. and the award ceremony starts at 6. Well, brother, that's all we got for tonight.
That's all we got, man. We went a little over, man, but it was well worth it. I mean, great energy. Thanks for connecting us, with the Queen Vibes Nation, and congratulations to you, my brother. Hold on, man.
Here you go, man.
I ain't letting you off that easy. I ain't letting you off that easy, man. You can't get off that easy, my brother. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to the new Indie Vice President of King Vibes Nation, my man, my brother, Clarence 22 Underwood. That's right. Congratulations, cool, man, on just making moves, continuing to grow. Cool. And all the things you're doing, man. I'm just happy to, be a part of it, brother. So appreciate you.
Yes, sir. We grow and move together, man. I appreciate you. We both stay in action.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. So all right, y'all, man. Thanks for tuning in to another Wednesday night of Convo with CINO Live with your man Corey Williams and the program enhanced coordinator 22 in the building. And man, we'll catch y'all next week, man. If you want to be a guest on Convo with CINO, come on Convo with CINO Live. Hit us up. If you got a success story, if you got a testimony, if you're just doing something good in the community, there you go. You got a business, you want your business spotlighted, hit us up, man. This is what we doing. Go ahead and run the play, 22.
Yes, sir. We appreciate y'all. We'll see y'all next week. Peace.
Peace.